Yesterday evening at 1 minute past 11, officers were called to this mosque on the corner here from a member inside the mosque who said that there was a man inside with a knife and he was stabbing people. Our officers managed to get here within 4 minutes and they found people injured and they located the man who was responsible for that in a room inside the mosque. They challenged the individual and the individual ran at one of the officers with the knife. The officer deployed a taser. The taser had no effect on the individual and the individual stabbed the officer in the chest and in the stomach around the stab-proof vest that he was wearing. The officer, although stabbed and with a colleague, managed to disarm the individual and make an arrest. People inside the mosque were incredibly helpful. First aid was administered both to the officer and to the other 3 individuals in the mosque who were stabbed. There was an off-duty surgeon inside the mosque who also managed to give some first aid. And the individual was arrested for attempt murder and taken to a local police station.
एक दूसरे को मारते हैं वो किस चीज़ के मुसलमान रह गए अभी हम मुसलमानों को बस अल्लाह ही हिदायत दे इसके बाद तो कुछ नहीं कह सकते क्योंकि मुसलमानों के भी तो अल्लाह ही हाफ़िज़ है मुसलमानों पर पूरी दुनिया में मुसलमानों पर जुल्म हो रहा है लेकिन मुसलमान अभी आपस में लड़ रहे हैं.
We heard the commotion, we saw the police lights, we came out and saw a crowd gathered. As far as we know, 3 people were stabbed inside the mosque by one man who seems to be of Somali descent, and then when officers arrived on the scene, one of the officers was stabbed in the stomach and the chest. They're pretty serious but not life-threatening, but it seems that this man was amongst the congregation of the mosque, so it wasn't an outside attack. First, obviously the initial fears were that this was post-religious hate crime. The police have said that there's no information to say that it was a hate crime. Someone that was a part of the mosque and just stabbed people.
The individual concerned was worshipping in the mosque, but he wasn't known to the mosque. And currently the motivation for the attack is unclear and unknown, and as you can understand, it's very early in the investigation. I'd like to thank especially people in Washwood Heath and people in the mosque who helped with this incident, who helped administer first aid, and who are helping the police with their inquiries, and who helped detain the individual. There was some real brave action going on inside that mosque last night. I'd also like to thank the officers concerned, especially the officer who is currently in hospital undergoing surgery. I'd like to thank them for their bravery in disarming the individual, arresting them and bringing them to justice. As I've said, the motivation for this attack is unclear, but we'll try to get to the bottom of that as soon as possible. I'd ask if anyone has any information in relation to this, or they knew the individual, or they might know the motivation, to call us on 101 or to call Crime Stoppers, which you can do anonymously.
The mosque has been around since I think 1990, and many children have passed through that mosque learning how to read the Quran. Everyone knows it. There's several mosques on Washwood Heath Road. It's just one of them, and people are pretty shocked to hear that this would happen inside the mosque. It's not something that you're really accustomed to. I've spoken to a lot of people. Everyone is deeply shocked, but they realise it's an isolated incident.